It's not trash talk, that's a challenge. And when someone with nothing to lose talks like that, things get dangerous.
She's getting beat up bad, but she is not quitting. She is
close to the end.
Let's get something straight. Victoria Leonardo isn't a social media fighter. She isn't chasing clout. She's a battle-tested veteran American mixed martial artist, former UFC flyweight professional MMA record, 10 wins, 8 losses, UFC record, 1-4. Now critics will rush to the numbers, but numbers don't tell the full story. Leonardo started martial arts as a child, kung fu, boxing, wrestling, later transitioned fully to MMA. She's a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, former IKF amateur Muay Thai world champion, 2016, multiple grappling tournament winner. This is a woman who's worked for everything.
I say, well, they're undefeated, but they haven't met me yet, so we'll see. And if they beat me, then man, maybe they deserve to be undefeated, but I'm gonna make them work for that, having that 0 by their name.
In a recent interview, Victoria Leonardo didn't stutter. She said, if they beat me, then maybe they deserve to be undefeated, but I'm gonna make them work for that 0. Read that again. She didn't say she'd walk through Dakota. She didn't say easy fight. She said, you're not leaving clean. You're not leaving comfortable. You're going to earn it. That's veteran confidence. Now let's be honest. Dakota-Dacheva, 15-0, undefeated, 80% knockout rate, PFL, women's flyweight world champion, one of the most dangerous strikers in women's MMA. Victoria Leonardo, one career KO/TKO win, several KO/TKO losses, not known for finishing power. On paper, this looks like a mismatch, but fights aren't paper. Leonardo's strength isn't violence, it's durability, grit, and grind. And that's exactly the kind of fighter that tests undefeated records. Here's the real tension Dakota-Dacheva is used to. Fear, hesitation. Fighters backing up Victoria Leonardo. She's saying, I don't care about your hype. I don't care about your record. I've already been through hell. She's already lost. She's already been counted out. She's already fought in the UFC. That makes her dangerous in a different way, because undefeated fighters don't fear losing. They fear being exposed. So now the real question isn't, can Dakota-Dacheva knock out Victoria Leonardo? The real question is, what happens if she can't? What happens if the fight goes long? What happens when pressure replaces fear? Victoria Leonardo just raised her hand and said, I'll make you earn that 0. And in MMA, sometimes that's all it takes to change everything.
Fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 7 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw. She stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 125 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Nottingham, England, by way of Caracas, Venezuela, Veronica Hardy.
Stop scrolling because Veronica Hardy, yes, that Veronica Hardy just sent a fucking brutal warning to the undefeated PFL queen, Dakota-Dacheva. And this is not trash talk, not hype, not a call out. This is a challenge from a fighter who has survived concussions, comebacks, pressure, and a lifetime of combat.
I'm an underdog, I'm gonna show you.
And then she said the line the MMA world did not expect. I'm an underdog, but I'm coming to show striking and punches. Before you underestimate this woman, let's get something straight. Veronica Hardy is not a beginner. She is not a rookie. She is not an easy fight. She's a Venezuelan mixed martial artist competing in the UFC flyweight division. And she's trained by one of the smartest fight minds on earth, Dan Hardy. At age 12, she became a Taekwondo black belt. Then she added Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, karate, and later elite-level MMA. She went 5-0 and won in European promotions before ever stepping into the UFC cage. She returned in 2023 after concussion issues, and since that comeback, she's become one of the most technical, durable, and strategic fighters in the UFC.
Up elbow, sorry.
Oh, look at that.
Her professional record, 10 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. Methods of victory, 1 KO/TKO, 2 submissions, 7 decisions. She's not reckless. She's not wild. She's a calculated weapon. Someone who breaks you over rounds, not moments. This is the kind of fighter who studies you, who breaks down patterns, who exposes holes, who takes champions into deep water.
I'm an underdog. I'm gonna show you.
But then Veronica Hardy was asked about Dakota-Ditcheva, and she didn't smile. She didn't dodge the question. She didn't hesitate. She leaned in, looked straight into the camera, and dropped a fucking brutal warning. I know I'm an underdog. I know she's dangerous, but I'm coming to show striking and punches. This wasn't arrogance. This wasn't trash talk. This was pure fighter energy, confidence belief. A woman with nothing to lose calling out the youngest PFL world champion.
Sprinkle by TKO or KO. I will tell you the confidence that she's going to have now getting up is going to be unbelievable.
And there it is. Beautiful knee from the plum.
And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack.
Bishop in trouble.
And that doesn't.
Let's not forget she's warning Dakota-Ditcheva, 2024 PFL World Champion, 15-0, undefeated 14 knockouts, one of the cleanest Muay Thai strikers in MMA, a pressure finisher, a killer with range, power, timing, accuracy. She just dominated Sumiko Inaba. Again, she's becoming sharper, more violent, more dangerous every fight. Dakota isn't slowing down. She's accelerating. But that's exactly why Veronica Hardy's warning shook the internet. This wasn't a safe call out. This was a give me the most dangerous woman in PFL challenge. Let's be honest, most fighters respect Dakota, but they stay far away from calling her out Veronica Hardy. She did the opposite. She said, I'm coming to show striking and punches. And that matters because Veronica is a Taekwondo black belt. She mixes kicks with angles better than most. Her footwork is unpredictable. She has veteran experience. Dakota hasn't faced. She survived injuries, layoffs, pressure, and still came back winning. She's not chaotic like Agapova. She's not wild like others. She's a calculated machine. This is the style that can frustrate Dakota, slow Dakota down, neutralize Dakota's power. This is the style that pulls undefeated fighters into deep, uncomfortable rounds.
I'm an underdog. I'm gonna show you.
I'm an underdog, but I'm coming to show striking and punches a warning, a challenge, a declaration of war from a fighter built through discipline, injuries, comebacks, and experience. Calling out the undefeated Muay Thai queen of PFL. This is not a mismatch. This is not a joke. This is not clickbait. This is a matchup that could shock the world because when a fighter like Veronica Hardy says she's coming, she means every word.
Oh! Klein goes up top! Chin to chin! And the Archangel with her biggest win! Wow!
No weight class, let's get the ball rolling. Let's get the momentum going. Let's keep it going because it was great, and then she cut her open. And that's like a big statement at the end. The cut.
She's taking over here. This could be the end.
Meet Fatima the Archangel Klein, an American strawweight, Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, and a wrecking machine on the ground, pro record 8-1-0. She made her UFC debut in 2024, was a former CFFC strawweight champ, and her style? Heavy ground and pound and finishing instincts. This is a fighter who can turn chaos into a stoppage.
Why wouldn't I just take it to where I'm comfortable? So I'm super excited to see how this matchup goes. I think, you know, it's kind of that striker versus wrestler, but I plan to show that I'm an all-around.
After a fiery interview, Klein didn't whisper. She roared Dakota. "Your kids, I'm a monster. I'll break you, little Barbie," she said. That line went nuclear across MMA socials. But is it talk or is it a promise?
Left hand coming down from the top. Fight. Ditcheva asked her to stand back up. He's holding the body. More body shots. This one.
Dakota-Ditcheva is the hottest thing in women's MMA, a former junior Muay Thai world champ turned PFL superstar, 15-0 as of October 30th, 2025 PFL women's flyweight champ and $1 million tournament winner. So why would Klein call her out so aggressively? Because stylistically, Klein's strengths could expose certain cracks, relentless ground pressure submission chains, and a high-damage ground-and-pound game. That's exactly the kind of game plan that can neutralize an undefeated striker Klein's record and recent wins explain the confidence she's 8-1 with key UFC wins by TKO and a high level of grappling. BJJ black belt. Her UFC run includes notable stoppages, and she's only getting better. Recently, she TKO'd Victoria Dudakova, January 11th, 2025, and picked up a big TKO versus Melissa Martinez, July 12th, 2025. She's battle-tested and dangerous.
Weight class, let's get the ball rolling, let's get the momentum going, let's keep it going, because it was great, and then she cut her open, and that's like a big statement at the end. The cut.
She's taking over here. This would be the end.
That's it. Finish.
Elbows raining down from Fatima Klein.
What a job to
Who
get that.
ends it via TKO in round 2.
Sprinkle by TKO or KO. I will tell you, the confidence that she's going to have down getting up is going to be unbelievable. And there it is.
Beautiful knee from the plum.
And Bishop beckons Gemma Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Oh,
Bishop in trouble.
And that doesn't. First.
Here's the playbook. Close distance fast and smother the striking. Don't stand and trade. Use clinch and takedowns to bring the fight to the mat. Klein's BJJ black belt work turns, scrambles into submissions, or brutal ground and pound. Grind the pace. Wear the undefeated fighter down and force mistakes late. If Klein executes that, 15-0 could look a lot closer than people expect. Round 1. Klein presses, forces, clinch, tests, balance. Dakota tags her, but Klein eats it, shoots, gets a takedown. Round 2. Klein controls on top, secures heavy ground position, significant damage. Round 3. A tired Dakota leaves a hole. Klein floods through and forces referee stoppage or finds a late submission. Upset social exploded. Some fans called Klein crazy. Others said she was exactly the kind of fighter Dakota hasn't faced. Calls for the matchup trended. Fight makers take note. This sells plus that little Barbie line. Instant meme fuel. For Dakota to keep the streak alive, she must keep it at range with footwork, punish every clinch attempt with knees and elbows, and keep Klein off balance with sharp counters. Most importantly, don't let the fight hit the mat. It's as simple as that. If Dakota stays smart, she keeps 15-0. If she doesn't, risk of first loss. This is the kind of potential upset that changes careers. Fatima Klein's warning wasn't empty. It was a challenge. Will Dana or PFL make it? Would you pay to see Klein try to end Dakota's 15-0? Drop your picks below Klein or Dakota. Smash like if you want this made, subscribe for more explosive MMA callouts, and hit that bell because if this fight happens, it'll be absolute mayhem.
Angela, because there's a twist here. Here it comes.
Here it comes. Let's go! Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! You go ahead! You go ahead! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! She's up! Let's go! Go!